It's saying I'm not streaming. Why are you not streaming? Give me 1 second. My channel. Yeah. Hi there. Oh, okay. Apparently it just takes a lot longer when I do it this way. Yeah, basically I had to cut out the use of Twitch. Here, I'm here to be a guinea pig. Sweet, thank you. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just kind of experimenting with a whole bunch of stuff because I moved away from Twitch, and I'm not trying to like split the stream in multiple places. I get a whole cool bunch of options. Like I can like see the YouTube chats on my screen here, which is really nice. Because most of, I would say like 99.99% of people watch me on YouTube, and so Fletcher, the only one I ever catch is a live show. We can hang out for a bit. That's no problem. Let me see here. Seemed like a good excuse to just kind of chill with people. I'm just going to edit a few things, like the little chat box here. Source, chatter, font settings. Let's see. Background. Hey Doug, thanks again for the advice on the pics they sent. Oh yeah. Happily. Which ones did you send? Do you use Connor as your name on Insta? Oh, I don't like that look at all. It looks terrible. Okay, we'll do this. Hello, Ben. I'm trying to find a way to change some of the settings here. I apologize. Like I said, this is just me hanging out and playing around with stuff while I have a captive audience. Chatter. There we go. Okay, that works for me. Maybe your mic is a bit further back or something. You sound distant. It was a bit back. How does that sound? 1, 2, 3. The audio shouldn't have changed. The input's still the same for that. I'm also like not talking super loud. This isn't my normal booming uber masculinity voice that y'all are accustomed to. This is Doug in the quiet times. Font, that font's way too big. I don't like that. Let's see. That Warcry video you put out was great. Thanks for the advice on all the warbands. Oh yeah, I actually have a ton of ideas like that. Let's see. Let's see. Doug, if you worked in yellows, I need a yellow to go over the contrast because it leaves orange where I build it up. Avalar and Sunset, if you're just trying to like cover up some of the darker areas, like if you put too much wash in a corner, Avalar and Sunset's probably not a bad way to go. That would be my suggestion. My first suggestion that comes to mind would be that. As far as like building up color on, I did it with the Iron Jaws warband for Underworld. I did the Nazdrag yellow contrast, and the highlights I did that with Uriel yellow, and that was pretty good. It pops. So, I don't know, whichever of those two you're trying to get help with. Adrian, you're fine. Getting the first live stream I've been able to catch in a hot minute. Well, welcome. Let's see. I'm waiting to see if what happens when someone subscribes, because I tried to shut off all the really annoying like sound effects, or not all of them, but I mean the majority. Let me just double check. But for some reason, I think that was undone when I made the change. So let's see, settings. Oh, I got a test thing here. Let's try this. No, that's still. Oh yeah, that definitely made it sound. Okay. One sec here. Yo, what's up? Hey, I'm just redoing some of the settings on my stream, and I didn't want to. I'm one of those people, like, I just never want to be in the middle of something when I'm trying to figure this all out. That would like stress me to all ends of the earth, and so yeah. So we have got subscribers. There we go. Widget editor. Volume. There we go. Okay. Change that. Let's make sure that worked. Nope, it sure didn't. Hey, there we go. What's up, Paul? Hey, how you doing? I'm doing really good. Connor, Doug, you don't happen to do anything in regards to 40K? I ask because I got an AOS due to your videos helping me make the starting jump. Well, sort of. So, like, I got, I'm really interested in Kill Team, and so I got some Death Guard stuff, and I was like, well, why not? I'll grab this too. This is obviously the 40K Death Guard book. I think over time I'm eventually going to be doing 40K stuff. You know, like I said, I've said numerous times, and I've been very open and honest about it, is that I want to do wargaming content full time. And the thing is that as much as I love AOS, it's just not a big enough pool of people for that to be its own thing. To have a career built upon that, right? Unless they do something else, like, I don't know, some kind of physical product to sell or something like that. So point is, for content purposes, I need to expand. And so I do like 40K. There are a lot of cool people who play it, but yeah, it's gonna be one of those things that I get into very, very slowly. It doesn't grip me, the setting, the same way. Like, the things that I like about the 40K setting, you can't really put on a model. They try to get really close, but I love the oppressively grim darkness. I think Mechanicus is probably the closest, with the dude locked inside a chicken walker, but I don't know. I love the setting. I'm not necessarily as enthused with how that setting translates into a game as with Age of Sigmar. So yeah, anyway, answer your question. Yes, eventually 40K content, probably starting with the Death Guard. The thing is that there's so many people who already do 40K stuff that it's not super high on my priority list. But also, when I do jump into it, I want to bring something unique, and so that requires a little bit of thought. You know, I'm going to be very tactical, is not the right word, but thoughtful about how I go into that. Let's see. Dread Nautilus, I was going to go Cypher Lords for Warcry, but now that Ogres are confirmed, I'm going to save up money for them. Super solid call. Yeah, if the Ogres were confirmed, yeah, and that's something you like, go for it. And Gloomspite gets us something that seems very exciting. I actually just, I primed him last night, but I got I showed it in the video, yeah, of the war band for Warhammer Underworlds. The Gloomspite gets one, because it's a wide variety of models, and like cut up the weapons on a few of them to make them fit, you know, the stuff that's going to be in Warcry. And then got a box of squigs, which you can see right there. So, yeah. Let's see. Blurby Bugger, love the name. Hey Doug, do you think the Warhammer Underworld's Beastgrave teaser was an indication of potential new Wanderers redesign? I've heard Wanderers and Beasts of Chaos, both of which desperately need some really cool sculpts to bring them into the new world, because Beast Chaos just got the Hearthstone, so I think it'd be great. I've heard both, just from the outlines we saw. I think that one would be cool. Let's see. I don't think Wanderers will be redesigned. They already have some of the more up-to-date fantasy models. Hard to say. I'm interested to see. I wouldn't be surprised if Cities of Sigmar was a great pruning of their line, meaning that we know they're going to get rid of War Scrolls, and I'm fine with that. And they've said they're going to announce it beforehand, which is awesome. They put it in print, so they better live up to it. But I think once we get rid of the stuff that's kind of weighing down the product line, I'm excited to see where we go forward. Let's see. Dan Morris, can you do OSL lighting tutorials? That would require me to figure out how to do OSL lighting. I can try. I'll play around with a few things. I'm not the best painter. I like the work that I do, but as far as like those technical skills of color theory and object source lighting, it's not really my strong suit. For me, painting is an emotional release after a really long day. Not so much like a craft that I want to hone. For that, it's more like YouTube. Let's see. Warcry question. If I already own the Sigmarite Mausoleum terrain, will I be able to buy the layout cards for Warcry? As far as I know, no. You would need to buy this Mausoleum set again, which is a bummer, for sure. I don't know of any other way that you would get those. At least they haven't announced it, right? I mean, something might happen in the future. Let's see. Boss like this, I'd love some beasts who'd actually have a character. Yeah, it'd be cool. Connor Fitzgerald, I can't wait. Also, everyone in your community are fantastic and super helpful. I'm so glad I found this channel. Oh, well, thank you so much. No rush to support me on Patreon. Not at all. I'm still working out this kind of stuff. I'm going... So, I'm testing the features to make sure I set things up right. And I'm hesitant to ask this because I don't like asking for things. Can someone do a super chat and throw like 50 cents or whatever the lowest amount is? I want to make sure that it doesn't crash my system, basically. Because before, when you typed in chat, it would be like, oh, I'm going to Twitch. But the Twitch thing was a dead end, which is why I had to restart and like redo all of this. So I want to make sure that it doesn't crash on me when someone tries to like, hey Doug, here's $1 or $2 like that for helping out with this stuff. So I don't know. I hate asking for that. I just want to test things. It's kind of the whole point. But if no one does, totally cool. No problem. We'll figure it out later. On to some of the questions. New core box set with Over Kingdoms, new AOS adjacent Tomb Kings confirmed. Ryan Reynolds. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. It's one of those things like I don't. Somebody made a comment that like I don't like Bretonnians and Tomb Kings because I'm not mad about them going away. And the simple truth is, I'm not mad about them going away, but also I don't hate those factions because I just came into the game so late that I didn't have any emotional attachment to them. So when they went away, I was like, okay, I guess no one was buying them, and that was my perspective. And yeah, so I mean, people seem really excited about them. Tomb Kings, at least, deeply passionate about them. I can at least say that they are at least deeply passionate. I think that is probably fair. Let me see. Test a few other things here. I don't know what a member. Okay, I don't know what that is. I'm just testing the audio and that kind of stuff. Let's see. When do you think Cities of Sigmar will be released? Oh, they showed it to us, so probably the next month and a half. Brian Schmidt, thank you so much. Seraphon and Warcry eventually. I would love that. How'd that work? I mean, nothing in Warcry says they can't be there, right? I mean, like, nothing... It's not like with, what is it? You know how, like, in Kill Team, it's supposed to be small excursions, and so generally demons, for the longest time, weren't a part of it because in 40k lore, you had to have, like, a big rift in the warp for demons to port. They kind of, like, you know, put a PDF release out to support them a little bit more. Okay, so the chat thing worked for that, but the donation thing did not. That is good to know. Thank you. So as far as like, but with Seraphon are kind of their own thing. Like they don't work like demons they do in 40k. So there's no reason why they couldn't. I don't understand why they couldn't. And I would love to see that, to be perfectly honest with you. Shut down source. That's weird. So yeah, I mean, I would generally like to see. Honestly, I want to see Seraphon in so much. I mean that when I went to go do the original like Seraphon week, I was just like looking for reference material outside the battle tome, and there's like they're mentioned in just a few minor stories, and it's really. I don't play Seraphon, and it's actually one of the few armies I've never owned. But it's just I can sympathize with people who play that army and they're like, this is no fun because they're not represented anywhere. So I totally get that. Let's see, are there werewolves in Warhammer lore? Not that I know of. Not yet, anyway. I'm sure they'll get there. Take over Mars. I usually turn my phone off when I'm doing this kind of stuff, but cool. I'll catch up with you later. Oh yeah, skin wolves are a thing. I forgot about those. So Daniel, Warcry question: if you have the core rule book, could you tell us the reasons / quests the other allies and factions? No, actually, my copy never came in. I was pretty devastated today. I thought because it didn't come in on Friday, it was going to be here today, and it might just be lost in the mail. But there was like a 3-month stint where all the stuff they were sending me was getting lost. And GW doesn't put my name on things, and it doesn't give me tracking information when they send me stuff, and so it's like you can't rely on it to be there. So, unfortunately, let's see. Sorry, I lost my place on the chat. The nice thing is by doing, because of the changes I made to the way that the stream runs, basically I can like see chat differently, and it helps a lot kind of organize it. Is Warcry like Kill Team but for AOS? It's sort of a mishmash of Kill Team and Necromunda. So in Necromunda, you have the very unique gangs that are Necromunda exclusive. They don't work in 40k. They're kind of their own thing. In Kill Team, everything can work in AOS. I'm not sure how effective the actual Warcry units will be, because they're all slaves to darkness, which is fun. Yeah, I mean they do work. They do in fact work. So yeah. Let's see. Give me just a minute. I'm just touching up a few other things. Keep the questions rolling. I'm happy to chat while I work on this stuff. Like I said, I'm kind of just an easy, simple night. Okay. Keep an eye on that one. Let's see. Do you think the Nagash Bones teaser vid have an Asian Oriental models? The music sounds like that way. Yeah, there's a lot going on with that teaser that I have no idea. It's all over the place. Any thoughts on Malile and Malice? I didn't learn about them until just a couple months ago. I'm assuming bust because GW hasn't mentioned their existence in a long time, so it took me, who's been doing this stuff like 3 years, to figure it out. I'm assuming. Let's see. Jordan Fletcher, love the Seraphon. Just painted my first model today. Congratulations, they're pretty great. It is an army that repeatedly I keep looking at. I'm like, someday I'm gonna paint that army because it looks bold and beautiful, and I love it. It's someday. One day. Okay, so Connor Fitzgerald, Seraphon, love them, and the videos you made were great. Also, thank you for the kind words on Insta. Oh yeah. Let's see. Did you see the new stuff about the hints about the Shadow Elves and the new White Dwarf? No, because I am a subscriber to White Dwarf, which means I don't get mine on time, apparently. I subscribed last month, and I don't know when they usually arrive to my neck of the woods, although apparently everything from GW just doesn't arrive here in a timely manner, so that's a little upsetting. Let's see. You know what, let's do this. We're going to remove this sucker. And pardon me if this goes, yeah, I didn't mean for it to actually go to the downward cam. Here we go, get rid of this. Boop. Yeah, like this, my little painting cam thing, had some text up there. I dig it. All right. That's what I'm testing, all the different transitions as well. Let's see. What's up?
Cats could get my way.
Let's see. If I miss your statement, you can go ahead and ask it again. Don't hesitate. I'm trying to test things and read at the same time, so if I miss it, I apologize. Question: would you do KO again when they get a new battle tome? I would do lore videos to update their stuff. Would I paint the army again? Probably not. Probably not. But I've been super unmotivated to paint anything large for quite some time. Like, I painted the Stormcast stuff, and I got stuff for a couple 100 points of Bone Splitters, and I just haven't wanted to touch them. I lost that special motivation. But, you know, I kind of planned for that, you know, getting burnt out painting entire armies. So that's why I have all the Warhammer Underworlds, warbands, and that kind of stuff. Seraphon, who doesn't love lizards riding massive dinosaurs? Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I'm more excited for the Ironjaw's Bone Splitters book. What does this thing do? That's a book that I'm actually super excited about. Love it. It's all right. Watched your most recent Warcry video, and you did mention level/height being a big thing. How do you think things like deepkin eels will play with the ability to fly? Well, my assumption is if you can. This is why it's the bummer. I don't have my book. My understanding is that fly means you don't take the fall damage. And the way that the rules are written is there's rules for, like, if you move a distance and there's no base beneath you or platform beneath you, then you go down to the lowest, you know, the next thing you can basically stand on. And that would be the way that they would do it. So they would have to, if they were trying to go over a building in AOS, they could just, you know, basically not measure the distance of vertical terrain. They would just literally go over the building, right? If they had a 12-inch move one side, others 10 inches away, boop. But in Warcry, the way that the rules are written for movement is they would still have to climb up the side of the building, make it across the roof. It's just that at the end of that movement, when there wasn't a platform or something underneath them, they fall to the lowest thing, which math-wise it depends on the angles of the building, but it does make for some interesting things because you can get hurt while climbing. That's an interesting idea. That kind of stuff. So I mean, the things are written just a little bit differently, and it makes it interesting. Let me see here. Y'all check this thing out. I got this like shared screen thing.
Like 45 minutes for evening.
Okay, I'm just testing some things out and chat with people. So anyway, this is a cool thing where it's like I can share my screen with you, and then I'm in a lightning corner, just to make it more interesting when I do preview reviews and that kind of stuff. So let's see. Whatever happened to the Beastmen? Chaos Moonchild? Forget its name. I don't remember that one. Oh my god. Good thing the only thing on your desktop is Warhammer. That's all this computer lives for. I think so. What else do I got on my... yep, that's it. Let's see. Donation. That worked. Okay. I'm just going through and double checking all my settings. Has anyone, except for the audio, because I'm talking very softly tonight, my throat hurts. Has anyone noticed anything weird or unusual on stuff that's not working? Oh, let's see. Connor, on the Warhead video, I missed, be done. But the primal guys with the lion are in the box. Yes, so in the 2-player starter set for Warcry, it comes with the Iron Golem, which is the redded armored guys from Chaman, and then the like He-Man, Masters of the Universe looking bros, who have the pet lion. Yeah, and I'm gonna say I've watched a lot, all the content that Guerrilla Miniature Games has put out with. Let's see. With all the Warcry stuff, and I hear their critiques, and I think the one thing that I do think was a misstep with the release of Warcry was putting 2 different melee-based factions in the box, where, you know, typically when you think about these starter boxes, you have an elite army versus a horde army, right? And that's how you get the Dark Vengeance box, where there's like 40 cultists, or Dark Imperium, where there's a bunch of Poxwalkers, right, versus your elite core of Space Marines. Soul Wars, where it's Chain Rafts versus a few Ghostbuster boys from Stormcast. But the thing is that within the context of the 2 armies they chose for Warcry, they're both melee factions, except one is slightly tougher melee, meaning the Iron Golems, and one is slightly agile melee. And it's like, well, I feel like a smarter choice would have been Iron Golems and Corvus Cabal, because Corvus Cabal comes with a lot more models in their set, and maybe that's a faction that really focuses on, you know, having multiple dudes gang up on a single Iron Golem, or uses the terrain to its fullest extent with like pouncing down on people. Also, you know, the snake guys, if they have some, you know, venom or poison effect, you know, that would have, like, okay, this is your super tough guys that are very straightforward and smashy versus your special ability heavy guys that have to use guile and cleverness to fight. I feel like that would have been a much smarter play. I'm not sure quite why they went with what they chose, but the problem is that a lot of the reviews that you'll see, whether the people like the idea of, you know, investing in Warcry for content a lot, or they're just like, this isn't right for me, the common complaint that I hear across all of them is just they feel very samey. And it's like, well, they are. They picked probably the 2 most samey, just from what we've seen visually and the lore hints that they've given. So that kind of stuff, you know. I think that could have been a stronger choice. I don't sound as crisp, huh? Let me double check. Settings. Audio. Nope, sound is crisp. I'm gonna figure out why. Bum, 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 bum. Someone tell me, does that work better? Oh wait, mic auxiliary. Tell me if that works. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That might actually help. I don't know. It was set to default, which should be this Yeti mic, but it occurred to me that maybe it was picking up from the webcam, the downward cam. Let's see. Much better. Oh, cool. Sounds like that was it. Oh yeah, my audio levels went up significantly. Let's see. Okay, it was just taken from it was using the crappy built-in microphone that's like on either side of the webcam. I'm not sure which webcam it was taken from, but cool. Okay, let me see. Volsky, how's everything going? Good. I'm just testing a few things, like we just fixed the audio, apparently. I'm really glad we did that. Let's see. He wanted to have Nagash look like a zombie, and Games Workshop wanted him to have a skeleton face. Let's see. Yeah, Hector, just getting off work. What'd you miss? Nothing. I'm just testing a few things. I had to redo my streaming setup, and so I'm making sure that when next time I go live and actually talk about stuff, none of these little stupid problems are happening, like the mic issue we just discovered. Which actually makes me think that how long that's been an issue, because that one might have been a while. Let's see, what do you think about the new Gutbusters being in a box set like Loon Curse and Carrion Empire, and having Gutbusters versus Skeletons in the Tide? I see, again, illustrating the fact that would be the perfect box set, because it's a few elite chunky monkeys versus a whole bunch of hordes of skeletons. And that's the way things they should be, because they're not just opposing forces like, ideologically, but they're different in terms of the way that their army functions to appeal to different people. So I love it. I would love horde armies versus ogres. Let's see. I think I just missed it. I think a decent expansion to Warcry would be one that lets you dedicate your gang to one of the specific Chaos Gods. That'd be very interesting if they unleashed a set of campaigns specifically for the Chaos ones, because I think it's okay to focus on Chaos in this scenario. Where it's like, now you take your, I don't know, let's pick Corvus Cabal, right? The Bird Boys. They walk the path of Khorne, and so they're trying to earn favor of that. I think that would also be a really great way to introduce the idea of really in-depth campaign systems when it comes to like character development. There's no reason you can't add all that stuff. The thing is, the complaints that people had about Warcry being too simple, I get it. Totally get it. The thing is, what they've done is they've created a nice base to build things on to. You think about Age of Sigmar 2nd edition, it's not a complicated game. It's when you put the building blocks onto it of malign sorcery and battle tomes and forbidden power, and all those things build up to what we have now. But at its core, it is a very basic fundamental system. So, point is, I think they started with that, and then, those kinds of expansions for just, here's one where it's dedicating Chaos Gods. Here's one that leads into a Path to Glory type thing, but for Warcry. Here's one that's, a different set of missions, more for competitive play, where instead of coming in waves like the objective stuff do, now you just get the deployment zone like typical, and you get to do whatever you want, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Let me see here. What types of ogre models do you want to see? I mean, they already showed the most important one, which is the tyrant. Ogre models I want to see. I would love an ogre corpse cart equivalent, where they're just like, because the whole thing is about food, right? That's always been their jam. It certainly is their jam lore-wise that they've talked about in AOS. So just having like the hunting party goes out, they kill a bunch of stuff, they load it on the cart and bring it back, but maybe that cart has some kind of cool thing to it. I don't know. It would look great. But also what's cool is that in the Beastclaw Raider book, and I'm gonna assume they're going to combine the two, just because if they combined Ironjaws and Bone Splitters, why wouldn't they combine ogres and Beastclaw Raiders? The leader of those factions is determined by who can provide for the tribe the best, meaning like you all go out, everyone who wants to be chief goes out, hunts the beast, whoever comes back with the most meat and the most people eat your meat, you're the winner because you're the best provider. And so I like that idea. So kind of leaning into that as like the food is what makes authority. The food is what our society trusts in. And it's how we determine leadership and honor. I like that kind of stuff. Anywho. Let's see. Favorite Space Marine or chapter? I really like... I think it's the Iron Hands. They're the ones that are very like mechanical focused. I like that. I like whichever of the good guys is very like technocentric. Boss Cree, so Doug, what do you see in the new battle tomes they announced? Like what new models, new terrain, endless possible blah, blah. What do I see? I have no rumors whatsoever, and I actively avoid rumors. As far as what I think, I mean, Cities of Sigmar I think is going to be the more interesting one, how they juggle that rules wise, because there are people who are like, you know, going to use that as their Dispossessed rule set until Dispossessed get their own book, if they ever do. And so I want them to be just as fully supported as a city. But my goodness, I want, if you say you're going to make a book about a city, like I want a full history of that place. I want its founding members. I want, you know, them all to have different structures government wise. I don't know. I just want a lot of in-depth stuff because it could tell us a lot about what like living in the realms is just like, period. So yeah, a lot of stuff that I want to see from that one. Ironjaws and Bone Splitters, the rumor is that you can take them individually to be fairly similar to what they currently are. And the third one is the Great Wall, where basically you lose some of the abilities from the other two and you gain a like a summoning mechanic to draw. The idea is you're bellowing out there and kind of drawing more orcs to the fight. So I don't know how I feel about that. You know, summoning, when it's done well, you don't feel bad about it. Like Nurgle, you know what I mean? Some trees, dudes holding objectives, that kind of stuff. When it goes horribly wrong and this guy named Jack, who you thought was your friend, is all of a sudden summoning 4 Keeper of Secrets on your Stormcast army because every dude in your army is at least 1 blood tithe point for him. It's fine. It's all fine. Let's see. Mogwai Man, what up, Doug? Hey. Let me get back to here doing my test so that I'm all ready to go. I think I only summoned 3. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. Let's see. That works. I don't really like where this thing is. This chat box. Because it's kind of in a weird place. Chatter, font settings, visual. That's going to be. Connor Fitzgerald says, "Hey Jack, I love your corn army." Aw, Jack has fans on my show. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's what I wanted. And then I'll throw like some kind of color blocking thing up there. I dig it. Let's see. It'd be cool to summon orcs to a table edge. Yeah, that's kind of, I think, what the idea is. Which, I mean, would not be game breaking at all, because it's fundamentally what Beasts of Chaos already do. And, I mean, it gives them an edge, but it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't break anything. Let's see. I am just pulling up some kind of background. And a new tab. Image. Give me 1 second. Like I said, this is a testing thing, so that's all we're doing. So we'll do that chat box on top, and I'm going to workshop that a bit more, but that looks better. Okay, I'm going to keep working on that one, but let's see. Sorry, Doug, you are the best. Closely followed by everyone revealing ones. The battle reports are sweet. Help me learn more about the game. Oh, sweet. Connor loves you guys. Let's see. Black box. Yeah, I can do something fancier, like put a little trim or something like that, or make it like slightly less opaque. But let's see here. They don't give me a ton of options when it comes to font and junk. Ooh, Jack, thank you. Let's see how this works. I thought something was going to beep or chime or something. Hey, there it goes. Thank you very, very much. You know what? I put the big black box on top of the alert thing. Cool. Well, thank you, sir. Can you put a black line on just letters? No. That's actually really good. Oh, man, that's a darn good idea. I'm playing with the font settings right now. Give me 1 sec. No, it's like uber limited. It's just I can pick the color of the letters, and that's basically it. I'll work on something that's a little less harsh than the black square. But I think it's a proof of concept. Time to go home. Have a great night. Yeah, I'm actually about to hop off here. I think we got the audio sorted. I'll remove that for right now. We got the audio sorted, and I think no transition stuff's not working, but we can still do it manually. All right, shared screen works. Sweet. Okay, friends, thank you all so much for joining me as I just kind of like yammer away. But I will catch you next time for a real stream where we chat about stuff and probably do some hobby. I'm not sure what I have going on this week, but I will definitely try to get something else out. My plans were all thrown into tizzy because of Warcry not coming in, so I'll do what I can. Anyway, thank you all. Have a